Welcome back to Crazy Stupid Midlife. It's been a long time since we've recorded an episode, but we wanted to start off the new year with a media edit because we both love media so much and we wanted to talk about our obsessions lately. And we've been so busy, we really haven't even chatted with each other much. I think we saw each other once in the last few months. So today is like a good catch up to just see what we're doing as well. So let's see, what have you been listening to and doing, and what's been keeping you busy?
Well, work has been a little crazy. I mentioned this at the end of the school year, I think probably in our May episode, that I was going to be teaching 4 subjects and I'm feeling that now. It's a lot. I also had a student teacher and that was a lot. So it's been a busy year so far. Nothing horrible, but some bumps in the road for sure with some of my classes, but that has impacted my ability to consume a lot. But I did make a pact with myself that I would spend more time doing things that I love, which includes reading, watching shows, going to the movies. And I've been doing a good job of that since probably, I don't know, December, end of December. So I've been doing a lot, and I did some stuff over the summer too. So what do you want to start with? Do you want to start with books? Do you want to start with TV, movies?
Let's start with books.
Okay.
You-
Wanna, oh, I really enjoyed People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I read that over the summer,
And now it's a show.
and they made it into on Netflix. Yeah, a movie actually. And I watched the movie, and the movie was fantastic. And so
So
that
the
was like
book was
really
as
fun to
good as the
see.
movie?
Yeah, I mean the book's always better because it goes into more detail and you get more backstory, but I felt like the movie was done really well. The actors were great, and it's funny because I felt like I kind of recognized the lead actress, but then I wasn't sure. So I Googled her, and first, I don't know who she is. I'm meeting her for the first time in this movie, but she was born in Temecula, which I was like, that's crazy.
How funny. Close by.
Yeah. So I would say it was probably that because then I went on this like mystery thriller, and while I liked those, if I had to pick a favorite, it would probably a favorite recent one. It would probably be People We Meet on Vacation. I am currently listening to an audiobook, but I want to go into that later because I want to bring up something about Audible later. So that's another little side conversation. What about you? What's your
Okay.
favorite book so far or
So I
lately?
do a lot of audiobooks because I walk and I listen to books and I drive a lot and I listen to books. So the one that's been so profound lately, oh my God, what is it called? Sorry. Oh, From Here to the Great Unknown. And it's the Lisa Marie Presley biography. It's a memoir. And I would say that you have to listen to this one because it's read by her daughter. So her daughter tells the story, and it also has some of Lisa Marie Presley's voice in it because she recorded herself telling these stories. And then it's Julia Roberts
Okay.
as the voice of Lisa Marie Presley. And I don't know if you know, but Riley Coe is Lisa Marie Presley's daughter. She played in Daisy Jones and the Six, and she's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So listening to
Yep.
that biography and memoir was so moving. When she did her mom's eulogy, I cried like a baby. It was so good. So that one I'm obsessed with. I've been reading a lot of memoirs. Paris Hilton's memoir was excellent, very unexpectedly good. A lot of sadness in her life that's happened to her, which is I had no idea. And then also I read Minka Kelly's memoir, which was good. A lot of sadness in that one too. But they're so good and so empowering, and just to see where both of them are now, it's pretty amazing what they went through.
Yeah, I remember you talking about the Paris Hilton memoir. I can't remember when that was, maybe over summer, but I remember you telling me details about it. And it sounded definitely, like you said, unexpected in terms of her. Like she had ADHD.
Yeah, she has ADHD,
Yeah.
but she was her parents in the middle of the night when she was a teenager had someone like literally come and kidnap her basically and put her in a home. It was supposed to be like a troubled youth program, but they literally tortured her and all these other kids. And the stuff that she talks about, it made my stomach sick. And so she's a big advocate for troubled youth now because there's nowhere really to put kids that parents are having a hard time with. These
Hmm.
camps or boot camps, or I don't know what they're called. It's just really sad. It was very, very moving also and unexpected, the stuff that she's been through. And iconic too. There's so many things that she was a part of that we don't realize that today, like Instagram and all of that it was all before that. And she kind of invented all of that being in the media stuff. So it's just really interesting. And also how women were portrayed, like Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, all of them. And it was the press and the media and the paparazzi just took advantage of these poor women. And I think we've really grown since then, thank God, but not enough. So it's just a very good book, really interesting. And it's read by her. So it's read through her voice, which is kind of annoying, but I do think
Hmm.
it was a good book.
So mostly memoirs lately then. Have you been reading any like fiction, or has it been kind of mostly that?
Well, I read The Housemaid. You know, they have the movie out now with
Did you
Brandon Skillner, which is so hot. Oh my God. And Amanda Fred, so what's her name? Amanda
and yeah, and Sydney Sweet.
and Sydney Sweeney.
I think
The book is always better.
have
The
you
book
seen
is
the movie?
always better. The movie was good, but if I hadn't read the book, I'd feel like I was a little lost because a lot of the detail was left out. But still amazing. There's so many twists and turns, you just don't even know it's coming. You're just like, what? You have no idea. It's great.
Okay, so I'll start with a couple that I read like back to back. Alice Feeney, it's spelled Feeney. She's from England, the author, and she writes like mystery thrillers. And I read Sometimes I Lie. And then as soon as I finished that one, I read His and Hers, which is now a show on Netflix. I
Oh, I
really
saw
love
that.
that. You saw that?
I mean, I didn't see
Yeah.
the show, but I saw that it was advertising.
Yeah. I love that so many like shows are coming now from like recent books, so it's kind of fun to see those on the big screen.
What's it
But
about?
I read both. His and Hers is like it's kind of twisted and a little bit dark. It's basically like, of course, it always starts out with either someone being missing, someone gone missing, or a murder. In this case, it's a murder. And then it's just like another murder and then another murder. And they're all like in the same area. So it's like a serial killer, like what's going on. And it leads you down many different, like, oh, you think it's this person, then you think it's this person, then you think it's that person, and you're trying to figure it out. And it's definitely not anyone who you would have thought. So I watched one episode actually last night with my husband, and he was kind of like, wow, there's a lot going on. And I know the whole story. So I was like, well, if you think that episode was a lot going on, maybe we should watch something else because it just keeps going. Like there's definitely a lot of twists and turns. After that, I kind of needed a break from mystery thriller. And then now I've been in a romance like bubble, which has been fun.
Like what?
You probably already know about this because you listen to so many audios, but a girlfriend of mine who used to like she used to work in a library, so she has a lot of like knowledge about books. My dear friend. And I always go to her for recommendations, and she said that she's listening to a romance right now called The Winning Formula. And it's an
Mm,
Audible original. And so what I love about it is it was literally geared to be an audiobook. So there's sound effects, they switch voices with the characters. It's about a race car driver, and you actually hear like him on the track, like the sound of his car going around. And if there's an announcement being made, it sounds like an announcement being made. So I love that it feels like you're listening to a radio show, but it's actually a
cool.
novel. So I don't know if you've ever done an Audible original, but I'm like, this
No,
is amazing.
I
Yeah,
didn't even know
it's
that
great.
existed.
Yeah, it's really cool because it's made to entertain you while you're listening. You know what I mean? So you feel like you're there. It's like you're at the race. So that's what I'm reading right now, The Winning Formula. And I can't remember the author, but it's really entertaining. She's British, the one who's like telling the story. So you get to hear that British accent, and she's falling in love with someone who's Australian. So you get to hear his accent. So I'm all over it. It's fun. And I've never read anything about race car driving. So, like, learning about that has been really interesting. She's his engineer. So she's in his ear telling him, what he needs to do, what adjustments he needs to make, when he needs to box his car. And he's listening. And it's like a hate to love trope, which I love.
It sounds a lot like F1 with Brad Pitt, the movie that came out.
Yeah.
You should watch
I
it.
haven't.
You'll probably think it's similar.
Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for books. I do have a couple like on my list to read next, but I haven't chosen it yet.
Okay. The last book that I wanted to talk about, which is kind of a long chat about it, but it's called The Menopause Moment, and it's by Kelly Casperson. And honestly, after I listened to it, wanted to contact her because I was like, every single woman I know, I wanted to get this book for Christmas. Every single person that is like that has boobs and a vagina needs to be listening to this, because at some point they will need to know all of this information. And it was just, she just went over everything, everything in midlife and everything that a woman's going to go through, all the questions to ask, all the information. She's a urologist, and so she has a lot of background in, women's health too. So the book was just captivating me because I'm in the medical field, right? So I just love all that knowledge. There's science backed information. So she will pull up, she just talks so much about, like, let's say she'll talk about estrogen. She gives you all the science behind it. She gives you all the reasons why to take it, why not. I mean, everything. Testosterone, progesterone. She talks about sex. She talks about urinary issues. She talks about every single thing. So every woman should listen to that book, in my opinion. It's really good. It's just informational. That's It just felt like my bladder was, I can't remember how I explained it, but the urologist just said, no one ever still has ever said anything had to do with perimenopause or menopause. And she gave me something to take so that it like didn't hurt or swell. And I was like, that's just ridiculous. That's not what's the problem? Like, no one could tell me the problem. And Kelly just talks about it in her book, and it's because there's no estrogen in there. So that's why they have estrogen for the vaginal canal. We just put estrogen up there, and it helps because every single woman is going to lose estrogen there. And if you don't replace it, then you're going to have issues. So she
Yeah.
talks a lot about urology issues, and it's great because we don't know. And women in their 70s, 80s, 90s are getting urosepsis because they have no estrogen in their vagina just atrophies. So she just walks you through so many things. It's just really great information. I hope it's not like over people's head because it's too, you know, medically termed and too much science, but it's really good. It's just an excellent book.
Well, I wrote it down. I'll definitely have to take a look. I feel like I've heard of it. And there was another one too by, I can't
She
remember her
wrote another
name.
one, You Are
She's
Not
all
Broken.
Vonda. Okay, well, there you go. Vonda Wright wrote Unbroken or something like that. Or you are something broken. Maybe, yeah. I feel like it's Unbroken. I got that in my email, but I haven't had a chance to take a look at it. Unbroken?
I
I
haven't
think
heard
it's
about
called
that one, or
Unbroken.
maybe I
And it's
have, but
about
I don't
when
remember.
I think it's Unbroken. But yeah, that one is supposed to be really good too.
Yeah, and Kelly's
Let's
first
see if I
book
can
was
just
called You Are Not Broken.
okay. I feel like I've heard of that one too. Unbreakable. There we go. It's called Unbreakable. Yeah. And that one's supposed to be very good as well. All right. Well, any other books what about books you want to read? Do you have any like on your like I would love to read this list?
So right now I'm reading Everybody Lies. Um so Colleen Hoover has Reminders of Him, a movie out. So I love Colleen Hoover. So I'm gonna read probably Reminders of Him. And then, oh, just so you know, The Housemaid is by Frida McFadden.
Okay, yes, that rings a bell.
And then what else? I have so many. Um, what am I reading? Oh, Never Lie is what I'm reading. That's also by Frida McFadden. And The Five-Star Weekend by Ellen Hildebrand. So I'm reading two or three at a time. It just depends
And
on
do
my
you
mood
always
when
do
I'm
it
driving.
on audio?
I always do
Oh,
it on
okay.
audiobook.
So
I
you
don't
just play
have
whatever.
because I have so many reports and stuff, I just don't wanna be reading when I go to bed. My time is to veg out and just watch a show or a movie at nighttime, and then when I'm on my walk or driving, which is hours and hours a week, I listen to
Yeah.
books because it keeps me like, when I'm walking too, like, I don't really know the time is passing because 'cause I'm so enthralled in the book. So, it's nice.
Yeah.
And I love hearing the people's
That's
voices,
awesome. Well,
like,
you should
especially the
those.
memoirs.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. That's why I love the Audible original because I mean it's like you said, it's captivating. I can't wait to get in the car so I can continue listening, you know?
Yeah. And so many times I'm sitting in my car just, like, waiting for the good part to pass because I don't wanna stop listening.
Yeah, I'll sit in my driveway until I'm at a point where like press pause because I know once I go inside it's like the poop hits the fan because I still have all my kids home. Three of my four kids are living at home again. So it's back to like, making dinner and cleaning up and what's for dinner. Like that's the first thing that people ask me when I walk in the door. It's not like, hey, how was your day? It's like, hey mom, what's for dinner? Head explosion. Anyway, okay. So for me, I heard of a book called The Correspondent. Another good friend of mine recommended that to me. Not the same friend that used to work at a library, but another friend. And she said that it was recommended to her by a bunch of people as being a very good book. I can't remember the author right
What's it
now,
called?
but I have The Correspondent, and I have it in my Audible because right now it's like a free Audible credit. And
Okay.
since I'm using Audible a lot right now, and it has a lot of positive, like over 38,000 positive reviews on
Jeez.
Amazon. So that's one that's on my list. Yeah. And then I love Emily Henry, so I was going to maybe read another Emily Henry. Like I said, I'm really liking romance right now. I just feel like I feel good when I read them. It's exciting and I just like not stressing out while I'm reading and following someone's like cute love story. So that's been my current um like genre. I do want to read a series that my daughter recommended. So for any of our listeners who have teenage girls, and maybe teenage boys, I'm guessing it's for both, but it's called Red Queen and it's a romance, but it's a dystopian romance trope. And she plowed through that book and then she asked if she could get the whole series. And I said, well, sure,
What's
I
it
can
called?
just take those to my class. The Red Queen.
Red Queen.
Yeah. And she was like,
Like,
it's
what
so good.
age?
It says young adult, but I've read young adult before and loved it. Like I read To All the Boys I've Loved before. I read the whole series. It was great. So I don't really mind young adult unless it's like super cheesy. But she made it sound like it's so good. She got the next one, which is called The Glass Sword. She started reading it on Saturday. She's already like halfway through it. So I just love that she's reading, but I told her I would check it out. So I have that on my list too, The Red Queen.
Okay. I just have to, like, go back to talking about From Here to the Great Unknown because I left so many details out. So, Lisa Marie Presley, I don't know if
Okay.
everyone knows this, but she died, right? She is the daughter of,
Yeah.
the only daughter of Elvis Presley. And then Riley Coe is the granddaughter of Elvis Presley. And
Yes.
Elvis Presley died when Lisa Marie Presley was, I think, about 9 years old. And they were very, very close. And she was devastated when that happened. So it tells in her own words, and you hear recordings of her time at Graceland and her time as his daughter and all those special moments. And then she's been with some iconic people like Michael Jackson, Nicolas Cage. I mean, the list goes on of all these people that she's been in the limelight with. And see that she's just never been the same since she lost her father. Like she just never recovered from that loss. And then her son passes away. And
That was
it's
traumatic.
I mean, and I don't think she ever recovered from her father, and then you just can't recover from, you know, your child passing away. I mean, and like what they described, like she kept his body like at the home, I think for like 2 months or something crazy. And like there's so many details in this book, and then just the relationship of how much like Riley adored her mom and their relationship. And Riley was so young. I mean, Lisa Marie was so young when she had Riley, and Lisa Marie's mom was also very young when she had her. And it's and also there's some relationship that you see with Priscilla and Lisa Marie. It's just a astounding like life that this woman led, and she was only 50 something I think when she died. And you would have
I
thought
know,
that
I'm
I was
striking
reading
that.
something as someone who was 100 years old. She just lived a crazy life in the small amount of time she was here. And I don't even understand how her daughter can go on. It's just so all this loss in that family. It's overwhelming. Her daughter just beautifully talks about it and has written this book. And so it's very moving, very touching. If it's just also about that mother-daughter relationship and losing your mother and watching your mother kind of not being able to recover from things. And it's just made me think about my mom, and I'm sure if you read it, you'd think about your mom as well and that relationship in that regard. And you kind of give a little grace to how they were raised or what they went through and like their life, with that just being a parent and a mother and not, or just a person who's had trauma, who just couldn't get out of it. So it's so good. It was so good. I cried a lot in that one.
That sounds amazing. They have a movie, I think, called Priscilla on
Oh, I
Netflix
just
right now.
watched it. Yeah.
Is it good?
So I just watched it after I read the book. So it was interesting, some context. It's, I think, all through Priscilla's eyes, basically. And very interesting. I mean, I want to say she was 15 or 14 years old. And
Yeah.
Elvis was like
So
20 something. I don't,
that was
and
really
her
weird.
dad let her go. It's just astonishing. I don't know. I was like, this is such a little girl. She looks like a little girl around all these women that were hanging around Elvis. So it's a good watch. I mean, you can't I love all that history and things like that. So it's a good watch. I love real things that have happened and people's take on life and their experiences. So I mean, it can't be a bad thing to watch. I loved it. I just like people's perspectives. But touching on the losing your mom thing, I watched this movie called Goodbye June. Have you heard of it?
I have
Kate
heard of it.
Winslet is in it, Toni Collette, Helen Mirren,
That's a
and
great.
Kate Winslet directed it and produced it, and it's phenomenal. I turned it on and with my husband, he's like, "This is so boring." It was like the first 5 minutes. And then I'm like, "Okay, we'll put something else on." Then my mom tells me the next day, "Hey, you have to watch this movie, Goodbye June." I was like, "Oh my God, I just put it on, but we turned it off." She goes, "No, you have to watch it." So I crawled in bed and I watched it by myself, and I was having one of those days when I just like I wanted to cry, and oh my God, did I cry. But it was so good. It's about this woman who finds out she's sick and she's dying, and she's got 4 children, and she stays in the hospital, and it's Christmas time, and two of the adult children don't talk because they're mad at each other. And the dad is very eccentric and not really having any emotion for what's going on. But it just, everyone comes together and it is so beautiful. But it's just, every family has its nuances. And so it was so interesting to see how it all played out and why everyone was feeling the way they were in their life and with their, why they're mad at each other. And it was so good. I mean, you can obviously think of what happens in the end, but that is a must watch. Kate Winslet is phenomenal. The directing was phenomenal. I mean, Helen Mirren was amazing. Everyone, Toni Collette it was just all great. Everyone was great.
It's a really great cast. I love all those actors.
Yeah. It's definitely a probably sit by yourself so you can like feel the emotions, because you're going to feel how you feel. how your parent feels, and if you've lost a parent, how that feels. Like, there's so much. And then siblings, how you interact with your siblings and why that is, and the order of births and why you are with the way you are. I mean, it's so good. She just didn't leave any corner untouched in a family dynamic.
Where did you watch it? Netflix or something else?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I have, what is it? All streaming? There's like 5 streaming now. I might as well have cable.
Yeah. Yeah, I could
And
just
now they have
Google it.
commercials, which is horrible.
I know. I have commercials on Hulu too. It's terrible. Okay, so for me, shows. So I've been watching some shows with my husband, and same thing. Like if he kind of isn't into it, then I'll be like, okay, we watch something that he likes. Funny how that works. I don't mind watching stuff by myself, to be honest. I like being able to like watch the next episode if I want. So it's yeah, I'm fine with it because I can do my own stuff on another night. But we watched really good. I think I was actually going to recommend this to you, and maybe you've already seen it on Peacock, which by the way is a pretty good streaming service. We got it for free with Apple or something like that. I don't remember. So right now we have it for free for 1 year, or it was like a really good deal. Anyways, the show's called All Her Fault, and it has such a cool story. Have you seen it?
No, is this the one when the son goes missing?
Yes, it's so good.
Okay. I have not seen it.
So good. The acting was great. Great. It was Dakota Fanning and the woman, I don't remember her name, but she was in, or I don't know if that show's still going. God, it starts with an S. Not Severance. The one about the family that's like really wealthy and they all hate each other and they're all fighting for the inheritance. It's a really big show right now. It starts with an S. I'm
Uchi?
thinking Severance. No, it starts with an S. Not Severance, something with an S. I don't remember, but she's in that movie as daughters. It's like this male lead. He's really old and he has a lot of money and he has, I think, 4 kids and they're all arguing for the inheritance. And it's just I watched a couple episodes and I was like, this is just going to be so dark. I guess you get really addicted to it. But, anyways, she was in that show and she was in All Her Fault. Really good, twisty, turny, like we were into it. And I love mini series, so limited series, like, where you're not like locked in for decades, like Grey's Anatomy,
God,
where
yeah.
you watch episodes and you're done and you can watch something else. So we watched that and we really loved it. Right before that, we watched The Beast in Me with
Yeah, Claire Danes.
Claire Danes, and that was
Yeah.
really good as well.
Okay. I saw the previews for that, and that's her neighbor. It's her neighbor and her something interesting happens.
Yes.
Okay.
And the one was Runaway. We just watched that on Netflix. That one in the beginning, I was like, I don't know if I like it, but then I gave it another try because Michael was into it. And so I'm like, okay, we'll watch the second episode. So we watched the second episode and then I was like, okay, now I'm into it. And so we finished that too, also another limited series. So those are all things that we watched recently. We tried his and hers. We're probably going to do something else. The other thing that I'm really excited about is Tell Me Lies season 3 just dropped. 3 episodes. Did
Wait,
you
was
watch
it
that one?
season 2 or 3? Oh my god, it's season 3. It's such a dork. I thought it was season 2, so I had talked about it on our stories. I guess it's season 3, but I watched 2 or 3 episodes last night.
Amazing.
I fucking hate Steven.
My God, he is
Fucking
like,
hate him.
you know that they're together in real life, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think he's like that at all, obviously, but, like,
No,
it's
it's funny
so
because
maddening.
yeah, he's like the most vindictive person I have ever like met in a like character. But he okay, I listened to an podcast with I forget her name, but the actress. I think she was being interviewed by Call Her Daddy. I think it was her. No, no, no. Was it Call Her Daddy? I think it was Call Her Daddy. Yes, it was. And they were talking all about how they became a couple and all the things. And then at one point she asks her, like, does he ever scare you? Like when you guys are doing the acting? And she's like, well, yeah, when he like embodies the worst part of Steven, I'm like, why is he so good at this? And that was just really funny. Because yeah, I mean, he plays like the darkest, most vindictive character. And like she plays I mean, their relationship is toxic, right? It's a very toxic relationship, but she just can't help but continuing to watch. So I'm excited. I haven't seen any episodes, but I'm excited to watch season 3. I've been waiting for it patiently.
Yeah, so it's out there, it's good, I mean, I've been waiting obsessively too, like, I don't know, I just love that show. The other one that I'm loving is Shrinking. Did you ever watch that? New season's coming out with that one. It's on Apple
Is that with Harrison
TV.
Ford?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and, it's good. That one's a laugh and cry too, but God, the characters are phenomenal. They're so embodied with so much energy. Every single one of them is amazing. Shrinking is a must, 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 must. There's a third, I don't even know how many seasons. I would say 3 seasons. I think they're coming out with a third at the end of this month. It's like pretty soon, but phenomenal. Shrinking is phenomenal. Harrison
Are you
Ford
watching
is
this
great.
one solo or with your husband?
I don't, he would probably be into it, but he just hasn't, hasn't,
Just
you know.
curious if that was a couple watch or if that was a solo watch.
The one we watched together is Landman. Like everything else, we just kind of, you know, watch whatever whenever he doesn't watch as much TV as I do because he's not home half the week. But for sure, what else have I watched? I watched The Better Sister. Did you watch that one with
No.
Jessica Biel?
No, but wait,
It's good.
no.
Jessica Biel, her husband ends up murdered and they can't figure out who did it. Twists and turns, you're just like on a roller coaster, but phenomenal, really good. She's excellent in that.
Yeah.
So that's something you can watch with I think I watched that actually when I was in Paris and Greece.
Really?
Um, yeah. And then uh, did you guys see the movie Idea of You?
I loved that movie.
It's so cute.
I
Yes,
loved
that was
the
a
movie.
rom-com. Everyone's got to watch it. It's so good.
It was
What's her name?
great. Anne Hathaway,
Anne Hathaway. She's fabulous. So she dates this she goes to
younger.
a concert with her daughter and the lead singer actually like falls for her and it's a beautiful love story. It's actually really cute, but she's older than him, so they have those, you know, dynamics going on and struggles and the way it unfolds is interesting. So that's a really good one. Cute movie. I thought it was really good.
I loved it. I loved it so much. I loved her style in that movie. Anne Hathaway's like
Yeah.
the way she dressed. Yeah, that was great. I really, really liked that. There's another one that my daughter told me about, my older daughter. It's called Love Rosie. Have you seen that one? Yeah, she said that's a really that's like her most recent like romance that she loved, rom-com. And so that's on my list to see. And then there was one more I wanted to mention that okay, so I have not been into The Bachelor in a long time. I'm like, oh, it's the same, it's the same, it's the same. But somebody told me the Golden Bachelor was actually quite good. And I was like, well, maybe I'll like that because it's like I mean, they're in their 60s, but I'm like, at least I can relate to that a little bit better, right? That's closer to my age than the 20-year-olds
20-year-olds.
in or Bachelor. So, anyways, I gave it a shot and I really liked it. I watched the whole season and I loved it for okay, so the women are older and there's not the catty BS that you see in the younger age. Like they were so sweet and they were just happy to find the friends and they had this like beautiful bond, which is so funny because they're all dating the same man. But I just really liked it. I felt like it was sweet to see older people experience emotions that we think they don't experience anymore. Like they get turned on, they flirt, they kiss, they want to be loved, they want to love, they want a second chance. I just thought it was really like so inspiring. I loved it. I thought it was great. And I definitely
That's
would watch it.
nice.
Yeah, it
I
was
wonder
great.
if it was a success. Do you know? Are they going to do another one?
Oh, yeah, I think this is now their third Golden
Oh,
Bachelor,
wow.
and I think they've done it with a Golden Bachelorette. So I just love
Yeah.
that they did that. Yeah, it's just great. It was very feel good. You were like up until the end, you were wondering what was going to happen. The women were very classy, and elegant, and There was a couple who weren't. Of course, you have to have some of that in the show to make it interesting. But for the most part, I just thought it was like one of the episodes, they did this thing where People Magazine came and did a photo shoot on the beach with some of the women who were remaining and The Bachelor. Like it was, I mean, I was actually crying tears. Like these women were like, I never thought like I could wear this dress and be on the beach and take a photo and feel sexy when I'm 62. And like, I'm like bawling, because it just was so sweet to hear and they were so vulnerable. And I totally get that, you kind of
Yeah.
feel like sometimes after you hit a certain age that you're too old to feel sexy or to want to feel sexy or to want to be photographed with a man on the beach. And I don't know. I thought it was very well done. I loved it.
Well, that's good. That's interesting. That's like a fun little I mean, all of ours are pretty much drama. We didn't have many funny things, so that's kinda nice to have something lighthearted.
It was lighthearted. Yeah, it was lighthearted and it was feel good. And I love that TV is showcasing that age in that
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I thought it, yeah. For anyone who, in that age gets a divorce or what have you, it's nice to know that, it's not over.
right.
You
I
make it.
love that. Any other funny I mean, any other comedies? Like, is there comedies anymore? I don't even know. Like, what's funny? Any other shows or
Well, Emily in Paris, I guess, is considered a comedy, right? I got
Yeah,
kind of over it only because,
same.
well, her fashion was so bizarre. I'm like, what the heck is
Yeah.
she wearing? Every episode, you're
It
like,
wasn't
what in the
relatable
world?
after a while.
Yeah, it wasn't relatable after a while, but I think that was a comedy. But yeah, I think the other thing
But you know who I
I
love?
had
Like, you I
reminders of.
the older lady, what's her name? Bijou something? Whatever her name is, she's so sexy, and she's what, like 60?
I'm talking about.
Sylvie. What's her name in real life?
Okay,
It's like Bijou or something.
Philippa. Yeah, Philippa something or another. But I went down a rabbit hole on Sylvie for like 3 hours one night because I love her style. Her
Oh,
style is the epitome of elegance and the acceptance of one's age. Like
yes.
she is amazing, amazing. And I read an article where she was interviewed and she talks a lot about like being comfortable in your own skin and how like, she's happy that she's the age that she is and she showcases like the parts of her body that she loves and I don't know, it was just so amazing to read and I'm like, I want to dress like Sylvie. Like I just love her style.
I agree. I watch it for her, actually, and I love that she's still so sexual in the show. Like, she's dating a younger
Yeah.
guy, but she's dating people her own age, she's married. I mean, she's all over the place, but she's
She's
having
married.
fun,
I
she's
know.
wanted, she's like, it's really cool. That's why I watch Emily in Paris. I don't watch it for the other girl anymore, I watch it for Sylvie.
Yeah. Well, she's very comfortable in her body and in her personality and her confidence, I think is what is super attractive. And she's also a very pretty woman, right? But um sh she's like her age and she's like, this is my age and I'm still beautiful and I'm still sexy and I still got it going on. She's very
She
confident. I love
does.
that about her.
Yeah, she
Yeah. And
absolutely
she kind of
does.
does a French style, like the French beauty.
Yeah. So I think it's the 3rd or 4th season, and they're in Rome. They're back in Paris now, but it was also so nice because I had been to Paris now, so when I watch it, I'm always, like, looking to see if I've been to that place or it's a little nostalgic too now 'cause it is such a beautiful, beautiful city. It's so
Really.
romantic and, like, I don't know. It's just a iconic place to go, and so to watch it is really neat.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah. There
definitely
was
agree.
actually another show, it was like a Christmas one with was it Minka Kelly? And she was in
I
Paris at
made
Christmas time. Do you know the name?
Well, I watched it because you recommended it to me when we got together recently. You mentioned it, and I watched it that night because I was like, I want to
Yeah.
be in Paris again.
Yeah, and it
It
gave
was
me
really
all
good.
those, like, butterflies, right? Where you're just remember I don't know, it's There's something about Paris, and it just brings me back when I watch these shows. It's so beautiful. I can't explain it. I don't know. It's just like that little I don't know. Such a beautiful place. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it has a lot of history. It has a lot of beautiful architecture. It has a lot of like beautiful places.
Mhm.
And then like this whole French beauty thing, it's a true thing. And they're also very like proud of their city. So like it's very clean. I mean, not
Yeah.
everywhere, obviously, but for the most part, I think, the French really want their cities to look beautiful. But yeah. Um, should we move on to movie?
Well, I already said my movie, which was Goodbye June and The Idea of You.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. Did you see Hamnet yet?
What is it?
Hamnet, like Hamnet, Hamnet.
No, huh?
Okay, because that is up for Best Picture. And
Really?
it,
Okay.
yeah, it's about Shakespeare's. Okay, so William Shakespeare had children, and one of his children was named Hamnet, and he died. And it affected Shakespeare deeply because I guess he got the news when he was away from his home, and so he traveled home to be with his sick child, and on the journey he died. So he never got to say goodbye. It was very traumatic for him. Then he went on to write Hamlet, which is interesting because Hamlet's really not even about losing a child. It's more about like revenge and, crazy Shakespeare drama, right? It's a tragedy. Everybody dies in the end. But apparently it's about like how he lost Hamnet and like how the arts have a way of like healing people and bringing people together. And the guy who plays Shakespeare is the same guy who was in Normal People. He was the lead in Normal People, Paul something or another. I can't remember his name, but that is on my like high list to see because the same dear friend who recommended The Winning Formula, she was like, you have to see it, you will love it. And so I know that I will love it because it's about Shakespeare, but like since it's up for Best Picture, I feel like it's a must see, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's supposed to be amazing acting, beautiful clothing, costumes,
Mhm.
and like very moving in a good way about the arts, which I'm super passionate about the arts, and I love museums and I love books and I love entertainment and I love stories and I love art, even though I can't paint to save my life or draw to save my life, but I have a huge appreciation for it because I read this quote once and it said something like art, the appreciation of art or art is what makes us human. And I don't know, that like really resonated with me because I find that to be so true. And sometimes we like dismiss the arts, right? It's all STEM and whatever, which I appreciate too, of course. But like the arts are also like everybody enjoys the arts. You know what I mean? Like everybody appreciates them in some way. So I love that the movie focused so much on art bringing people together in times of struggle when he lost his son. So I really want to see it.
Uh, Okay, so I think I'll put that on my list too. It's on like Netflix or something?
You have to go to the
Amazon?
theater. No, it's
The
in
actual
theater.
theater. Okay. The other one you'll have to go to the theater is I saw this preview when we were watching The Handmaid's Tale in the theater. I mean, sorry, The Housemaid in the theater, and it was Wuthering Heights with Margot Robbie. Have you seen the previews?
Yes, I want to read the book really bad before I go see it.
I've never read the book, but
It's
most
a
people
hard
have.
read. It's one of those reads that you have to, well, Emily Bronte it's a hard read. I do want to read it because I want to read it before I go see the movie, but it's a tough read, but it's one of those reads that's worth it, but like you can't really do it when like you're trying to go to sleep at night. You have to be like mentally there to read Wuthering Heights. But yeah, I forgot about that. That's not out yet, right? Or is it out?
I don't think it's out yet, but it was a preview with, you know how they have 6,000 previews when you're before you start your movie. It was one of those. Yeah. So, I don't know. I would like to see that one, but the movie looked phenomenal. I mean, just phenomenal. So,
I love Margot
those to
Robbie.
watch out for. Yeah.
Okay, well, I have that on my list too. So anything else? Let me see. I have everything jotted. I jotted everything down. I saw another movie with Timothy Chalamet. It's in the theater, Marty the Supreme. I saw it with my
Is that the
son.
one did
My
he
old
just win awards for?
Yeah, he plays. It's based on a true story. He plays a young man, young adult who is very good at table tennis, and he makes it to like the championships in God, where does he go? London, I think. And Gwyneth Paltrow's in it as well. He got nominated for Best Actor. He won the Golden Globe for it. Um, they haven't released the nominations for the Oscars yet. That's going to come out like early February. But he's like slated to be up for Best Actor. He did so good. It was really good. It was a long movie. I'm going to say that. It was like 2 hours and 40 minutes, which was quite long, honestly. But the acting was really good. He did a great job. Timothy Chalamet, I mean, he's very, very talented for his age. I mean, he's pretty young, but it
Yeah,
was
what,
great.
25, if that?
I don't know. Maybe
Well, he's dating Kylie
Kylie Jenner.
Jenner, so she's
Yeah, and
young.
they've been together like 3 years.
Yeah, which I didn't know that, which is crazy. So Trey, my son, he went and saw that movie with his girlfriend, and he was like, that was really long, very confusing. So I think maybe for someone who's more mature.
Well, it was one of those stories that like, well, I saw it with my older son because he loves table tennis. So I thought he would appreciate the movie. And then we went out. It was nice because we did like a little date. And so we did the movie and then we went out for dinner. And I did it that way on purpose so that we could talk about the movie over dinner. And so it was really nice because we were kind of talking about all parts of it. And in the beginning, I was like, I don't know if he really liked it, because he was being kind of quiet. But then when we were eating, he just kept bringing up things he noticed about the character. And he agreed. He's like, Timothy Chalamet, I can't even believe that was him. He doesn't even look like himself in the movie. But yeah, it was good. But I think it did have a lot of like layers that may be hard for young people to pick up on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, he's
Yeah.
not like real in depth yet. You know what I mean? So if there's a lot of layers, that's probably not what he's looking for.
Well, and it was long, and I wouldn't say it was like constantly entertaining. Do you know what I mean? It was more about like his determination. This guy, like you're so determined, like that, he would not take no for an answer. Nothing was going to get in the way of his dream. Nothing. It was very powerful. And he hit a lot of roadblocks, man. Crazy. So I
And it's a
think that,
true story.
what'd you say?
True story.
Yeah, it's based on a true story. I meant to look it up to see like how much of it was true because some of it was like wild what he experienced trying to get to his dream. And I think the underlying message of the movie is if you want something, you have to want it bad enough to keep going when you hit roadblocks or speed bumps
Yeah.
because
When you get knocked down and knocked back over and over and over again.
you can't
Yeah.
take no for an answer. If it's something that you really want, you can't expect it to be handed to you on a silver platter. Here you go. Here's your dream. You have to really work toward it. And it was also a very realistic dream in many ways because he was super good at table tennis, So it wasn't like he picked something random, but it was hard to go up against the best in the world. It was great. I loved it.
And
I thought
also
it was a
too, like table tennis, right? It's not like it's like football or like regular tennis or something like that. It's a little bit, not as commercialized.
right, right. Definitely. And it's a
So I'm
very like
sure that,
I would have never realized it. I mean, they're sweating like crazy because when you play, it doesn't matter if the ball goes, if it hits and the ball goes like really far, you're running back to hit it. So they're drenched in sweat when they play. And I hadn't
yeah.
realized that. It's a super active sport.
Yeah, it's like tennis, but mini tennis. Yeah. That's interesting. Um I just have to say, and I probably always talk about this movie, but we went to Sedona for New Year's, which was gorgeous, by the way. Oh my God. They talk about this vortex and you're like, this pool of souls or something, just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And it is true. Like I had a beautiful emotional breakdown in Sedona and I had it was so gorgeous. It's like the landscapes it's almost like it's not real, so it's breathtaking every time you look at it, and when you're just I was there for 5 days, so it was just breathtaking going on hikes and walks, and it's like the mountains just pull you in because I guess they're made of iron, that's why they're red, and
Hmm.
that's what that vortex is. It's like that something about the iron the soil. So when I was there, we watched Molly's Game. Have you watched Molly's Game?
Oh, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
So it's a true story. It just reminded me of since you're talking about true stories. It's an actual story about a woman named Molly who had a wonderful ski career and it just all went to shit. And then her life plays out after that. And she's arrested for running games like poker games and being involved with the like Russian mafia and stuff. And so it's just even though she wasn't really involved with them. So it's just a really good movie. It's a lot, it's very detailed and a lot of depth, but Kevin Costner's in it. And then Molly is played by, oh, what is her? She's so beautiful. It's the redhead. Chastain.
Is it the same Jessica Chastain? She's so pretty.
She's gorgeous and she's gorgeous in the movie. So anyway, that is like one of my all-time favorites. It's a go-to, Molly's Game. So if you're ever looking for just like you're bored and you've already watched everything in the world, go back and watch Molly's Game because it's amazing.
Yeah, I put that on my list.
It's real good.
I
Your
have
whole family could probably watch it. It's pretty good. Your whole family,
Okay. I
like
love it.
movie night.
Maybe we'll put it on for like a family movie night. And now that I have the family home, we're doing that. We actually got into a Monopoly. We went down a Monopoly rabbit hole and we were playing it every single night. And yeah, it's a very long game, Monopoly. Like, geez, you're playing for like 2 hours, but we have been having more family nights. So I think suggesting a movie would be great and a little bit less intense. That my family gets super competitive with Monopoly. I'm like, guys, I don't care if I win. You want my money? Here, take my money. This is getting too crazy.
We played over New Year's also we played I can't remember the name of it, but we got it for Christmas and it's you scan the Q code on the card and then you have to listen to a song and then you have to put the card it's like a year and you have to put the card where you think it was like it was the song is from like 1977 or 2001. So then the first person to collect all 10 cards because that means you're right if you get your card wins. So you have to place the card in the right era that it was actually came out in. And it gets kind of competitive, but there's songs from like a span of like 50 years. It's so good.
Do you remember the name of the game?
No, it'd probably be helpful.
We could probably go. No, because I actually, you know what's interesting? This would be a nice episode for us to do, like maybe like in the future, in the near future. But I've been really loving going back to the whole let's just play games, let's get off our phones and do something else. And so we did have Monopoly. We also played this game called Wavelength that was really fun. And then there's another one that we played recently that I can't remember the name. I just remembered it. Cards Against Humanity. You can't really play that with your kids, but
Right.
I played
No.
that with some. That one was really fun too. And what I realized is like, wow, we need to play more. Like we need to go more old school. I'm doing that in my classroom where I'm getting really almost never on the Chromebooks ever, unless we absolutely have to. And I think it's the same with games. Like going back to games, I even played Jenga with my family the other day, and I was like, this is a fun. So that would be a fun one to like talk about some games, some good game nights.
Hitster. It's called Hitster.
Hitster. Okay.
Hitster. The music fun party quiz card game. Hitster.
Okay.
So it's
I
all
wrote it.
these hits. You got to guess when they and then you can also guess, you get another like token if you guess the name of the song and the artist.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. And it plays the song. It's really cool. So that one was really fun. But yeah, so that's a wrap, I think, on our media edit. We've covered a lot. We have a lot to read and do and see and watch, and I'm excited.
Yep. And we both have a drive. I mean, yours is longer than mine. But I mean, back and forth, I'm at least in my car about 40 minutes each way. So it's nice to have something to entertain myself on
Oh
the
yeah.
drive. Yeah.
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 And then, so what's next? I think I wanted to get my my Pilates instructor trainer on to talk about her take on Pilates and aging. She's also great with supplements and other exercises and stuff for our age.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that we'll have her on just to chat with her and pick her brain about what we should be doing. Personally, I've been just cutting back on everything and doing just what my body needs, like even just taking supplements, making it simple. I was drinking greens drink and matcha green tea, which, as you know, I am not supposed to have caffeine because I'm so sensitive. And I think I was a monster for about a month because I love the taste of it, but I just cannot drink it. So I had to get rid of all my greens, get rid of all my matcha, and now I had to detox my body. And I just, no alcohol, no caffeine. And so I feel so much better. It's unbelievable why, I don't know why my body's so sensitive. But so the new year, new way of doing things, knowing what my body needs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did read something about when you're in perimenopause and menopause, the way you break down alcohol is different. So I think we become more sensitive. The way our liver breaks things down, we become more sensitive to certain things. But I made a list at the beginning of the year, and instead of doing resolutions, I said what I want to do more of and what I want to do less of. And more of is like just doing mocktails and stuff when I go out with my friends. And I still have drinks here and there, but it's definitely not like I could easily say I'm not drinking once a week or once every 2 weeks. It's like once in a while when I go out with my friends, I'll have one, but I'm really trying to cut back too because I feel so much better when I'm not drinking. And also, it doesn't ruin my next day. You know what I mean? With the
Oh,
mini
yeah,
hangover and tired, and sometimes you get the headache right away. Um, so, yeah,
I
that's what I'm.
agree. Yeah, I'm just trying to get through life without being on edge, and I know caffeine does that to me, but I just love the taste. I'm so mad that I can't have it. I love matcha green tea. I just love it. But it just does something terrible to my body.
Yeah,
Same with
and I don't
alcohol.
know that if you can find like a matcha green tea that's decaf. Probably not, huh? I
I
think
don't
it's like a
think so.
natural
I've
flavor.
never known that that exists. So if anyone knows that that exists, please let me know. But anyway, so we'll see what we have coming up this year. We're kind of slow with getting the podcast out because we're so busy. I'm
Yeah.
working 3 different jobs, and Renee's got her classroom with a million students. And so maybe when summer comes around, it'll be a little bit slower and we'll be able to get more guests up here. But for right now, we're just going to do what we can. Hopefully, it'll be entertaining when you guys do listen.
Yeah, definitely. But it was nice to be back, and hopefully we gave you guys some ideas of things to watch and read and listen to. And we're always open to other suggestions. So if you guys ever want to share them, please send it our way.
Yep. So thanks for listening, and we'll be back soon. Have a great day.
Until next time.
Until next time.